We're going to go ahead and interrupt the guys as they get ready for their round 2 of our Open for One Street Over. This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Newton LaVern, and yes, this is One Street Over. What's going on One Street Over from where you live in? Well, I'll just tell you right now, what's going on One Street Over from where I live in. My grandson turns 2 today. One of my grandsons, my youngest of my grandsons, it's in Jackson. So happy birthday, Walt. Mama and Papa love you, and we'll see you this weekend. But we got him a sandbox, and we did this for one of my other grandchildren, and it was a huge hit. We got this covered. Kelly Armstrong's in the house, and you're with Watauga.
Yes, Watauga Elementary. Yes,
Watauga Elementary. She's one of our principals here in Robertson County, and but I've got 4 grandkids and one on the way. And I love sandboxes, but you gotta, we found this covered sandbox that you can build and, have it drops down and all that.
Sure.
So it was a huge hit for my grandkids up in Mount Juliet. So we've been planning this for the 2-year-old today. And here's the secret, guys. If you go to fill a sandbox, go to Better Block, and you can buy 250 pounds of sand for $15.
Oh, wow.
Instead of
That's
going in
awesome.
there. I just people don't realize that.
Right, absolutely.
And yeah, you go to the store and you'll pay $150 to fill a sandbox by the time you buy that play sand stuff. Go to Better Block. Get you some, I don't know if you know what an IKEA bag is, but they have them now at Harbor Freight. These big kind of tarp-looking bags.
Right.
Get you about 5 of those, about 50 pounds per bag. 250 pounds of sand will fill any sandbox. $15. Come on. That's my tip for the day for you. This is what my husband and I did yesterday because, we had parent-teachers meetings yesterday.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So we didn't have to be at school. I got off the air, and we had a little bit of time. And so we went to get play sand, get some sand from Better Block for our grandson's sandbox. So we got that done yesterday. So we're driving around with 250 pounds of sand in the back of our one of our vehicles. So, but that's
Get
okay.
some cinnamon.
Huh?
They say if you mix cinnamon with it, that it'll keep the bugs out. I've also heard that about coffee grounds as well. So,
Really?
but we've put cinnamon in our grandkids, and
And it worked.
seems to have.
Okay,
it,
well,
so.
I'm going to go get one of them big things of
That's
cinnamon.
right.
Love it. There's the other tip. I love it. And also going on is today is my husband and I's 37th wedding anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary. What a great day for you.
Yeah,
You got a blessing, got a grandchild on your anniversary.
We did. When we found out that our daughter-in-law was expecting and it was so close to our anniversary, we were going, ooh, that would be so cool. And then when he was born, of course, my son, it was the oldest of my twins, and he would have preferred that his son had not been born on our anniversary so he'd have his
Own day.
But I told him, I said, y'all never pay any attention to our anniversary anyway. So, I mean, what does it matter? You don't do that. I don't even pay attention to my kids' anniversaries. After about 1 or 2 years, I'm like, oh, is it your anniversary? You're doing good.
Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, 37 years. In this day and age, I'm pretty stinking proud of that.
You ought to be.
I'm pretty stinking proud of that.
Absolutely.
But anyway, welcome to it. Kelly Armstrong's in the house. She runs Watauga Elementary. Now, you said you hadn't been in here before. Are you new to the principal?
No, ma'am. I've
just
been
didn't get you
there
in here
20
last year.
years.
Well,
I've talked to you on the phone.
Oh, that's
I've just
what
never
it
been
was.
here physically.
Okay.
So.
Very good. We did your own, because we can do phone interviews. We always tell everybody, we prefer to have you come in because we get to talk. We get to just see each other, and all
Absolutely.
that. And it's just, we're just sitting on the porch chit-chatting, seeing what's going on. And it's just more personable,
Sure.
But so I always like to, this is one of my favorite questions to ask. What are you most proud of at Watauga Elementary? You've been there that long. My goodness. You got to have a lot.
I think that it is most notable. We are a level 5 school this year.
Amen.
And what that means is that the state ranks you on a scale of 1 to 5 according to your growth and achievement. And we were a level 5 school last year, and we have become a level 5 school again this year. And so our teachers and students work extremely hard, and they deserve all the accolades that they can get.
And I got to say, Greenbrier High School is too.
And
Well,
we
last
feed
year-
into Greenbrier High School.
I know.
so
I know.
We're in it together.
I know it. But the fact that we both were able to, it's so exciting.
It really
It's
is.
so exciting. And I'm new to teaching. I don't know how long I can say that. I'm starting my 4th year, so I don't know how long I can say I'm new to teaching. But experiencing that enthusiasm with the the faculty and the staff when you get that, because we know how hard everybody works.
Absolutely.
There's no question about that. Teachers, you just don't know, man, until you have stepped into a classroom. And I was in the classroom yesterday, and I met with a few parents and things like that, But it was a rather, I didn't have a lot of in high school, they just don't tend to come.
Sure.
We wish you would, but you don't tend to. And so I had 7 hours in my classroom. And I'm sitting there going, what in the world did I do with the time? But I didn't stop the entire time, but I was going from one thing to another. And I'm like, did I waste time? No, I didn't waste time. I got this done, this done, this. People just don't realize how long it takes to, just like I was telling you, we're working on a lesson plan today with Bill Jones is coming, and we're going to hunt down a radio signal at school. I'm so excited. But anyway, but you put that kind of stuff together, it all takes time.
Absolutely.
And you got to do that every day.
Absolutely.
You got to come up with a plan every day.
And then when you come up with the plan can change because state laws will change and things. So.
Standards will change.
Yeah, exactly.
And all the things. And things will just, I could have planned this thing today, and then all of a sudden storms come up and we have to do something completely different. But so you just have to be prepared. I have an emergency lesson sitting on my desk. And it's one they love because it's read a book. If technology doesn't work and this doesn't work, or if I got sick overnight, this is what you do. This is your emergency lesson plan. And all these things that you have to, and I can't imagine with math teachers and all that. And math, one of my best friends is a retired math teacher. I don't know if you know Muriel Barnett. Did you ever?
I do.
Have you always been in Robertson County?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why I'm kind of surprised.
35 years.
Wow. So, but nonetheless, she's retired math teacher. And some of the stories she tells me, and I'm like, bless your heart. Woo, and science and English and all the things, because they have end of course testing. And that's a lot. And of course, now what grades do y'all have at Watauga?
We're K through 5.
Well, there you go. And so you got the third grade testing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh,
that's a fun time.
Yes.
That's
been
a fun
whole
time.
new learning curve.
I know it has. That started last year, didn't it?
A year before last.
Was it the year before?
Yes,
Man,
ma'am. Yeah.
time flies.
Yes,
But
it does.
but it's one of those things that it's a lot of stress on the teachers and the kiddos. I've got a third grader.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
my
you
grandson.
know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he, fortunately, I don't think he's going to have any trouble. He's smart like his mama and his daddy. And so I think he'll do fine. But and it's not even being smart. Some kids just don't take tests well.
Exactly.
And that's
a lot of anxiety
hard.
there.
I've seen a lot of brilliant kids that just aren't good test takers.
Absolutely.
And that's something, just all these things, guys. Do you get the idea that this is a lot more than just being a teacher? Saying I want to be a teacher, there's a lot to it. And you fall in love with these kids over and over and over. A new group every year. And the ones that when I had say bye to my seniors last year, whoo, that was hard because I'd had them for 3 years. Now I got a whole new crop, and just it's hard because I think about all these kids that I've already gotten so close to that I'll never see them anymore. That's hard.
And we're fortunate that we get to have most of them for 6 years.
Go ahead and pull into that microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
We're fortunate,
Yeah.
We have them for 6 years, the majority of them, and they become a part of your family, and their families become a part of your school family.
You really get to watch them grow up.
Oh,
I mean, what a fun age.
And when you have been there and are as old as I am, you get to watch their kids come through,
Oh,
and even some grandkids. So
how fun.
it's a really neat thing to be able to experience that with the families and have that collegiality of being in it together.
So what is your journey to your position now? You were, I'm assuming, taught and all of that. So how did you get to this point? What subjects did you teach, and kind of tell me? So you've been in Robertson County the whole time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what was the journey?
I started out teaching what they call title, which were kids that were just below grade level for kindergarten through third grade.
Okay.
And I did that for 3 years. Then I taught kindergarten for 1 year.
Oh.
Loved kindergarten, but I had an 8-month-old, and once I had mommied all day long, I felt like that wasn't giving justice to him. And so then I taught second grade for 7 years. And then I was Dr. Weeks' assistant principal at White House Elementary School before all of that changed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there, and then my kiddos were still little and in preschool, and it was just really difficult not being in the building with them. So I went back to East Robertson and taught for another 2 years, and then I ended up at Greenbrier Elementary as the assistant principal to Miss Dickerson, who is our assistant director. I was there 4 years, and then I ended up at Watauga and have been there for 20 years and absolutely love it.
Bless, bless. What a wonderful journey. I mean, when people want to hear about what's special about Robertson County and you hear stories like yours where you've stayed put, we have so many legacy teachers and principals in our district, more than I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know a ton about the education system, but it's breathtaking when you see how many people they went to school here, they grew up here, they've been here. They're just this is home, and it's special. And when you can see that, that's why you go, okay, that's a good place to be.
Well, and being there 20 years, we're a very low transient school as far as personnel. And so most of the teachers have been there with me for the entire 20 years.
Wow.
And this year, we actually, for the first time, we have two students that have returned and are now teaching for me. So
I love that.
it's really neat to be able to share that journey, because in 20 years, I've spent more time with most of my faculty than I have my own family, and so
Well, sure.
you become a family, and through the good times and the bad times, and you learn to support one another. And I think that's what makes them so successful is they do have that collegiality with one another, and they're very dedicated to their craft.
Well, even Luke White, he's like, we share an office, and he's right there. He was my mentor when I started. He went to Greenbrier and then came back and taught there.
Absolutely.
So, he's, and Miss
Absolutely.
Haley was another one. There's been several that I've heard that went through Greenbrier, and now they're back teaching there. And it's just interesting to see that. So, I mean, that just speaks volumes to of what a special district this is. Now,
It really is.
in regards to Watauga, I know proud of that level 5, absolutely. What else do you want to make sure everybody knows about Watauga?
We are very family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that what really sets us apart sometimes is the fact that the teachers do show up every day for the kids. I mean, not that all teachers don't,
Right.
but I mean, I just know in our building, they are always there for the kids. And like I said, a lot of that is just knowing teaching has changed so much. I've been out of the classroom now for 25 years. And I tell them all the time, your job is so much harder than what my job ever was as a teacher, because they wear so many hats now.
Yeah.
And so we work together, we play together. We have an event coming up on December the 12th. It is, I think, our academic coach, Lisa Frazier, is very instrumental behind our event. And we typically have a Winter Wonderland, but this year she has changed it. I think the final name is an Arctic Animal Adventure.
How fun.
And we're going to have all types of igloos and cellophane streams going through the school. I mean, she hangs lights. It's a really big event for us every year.
Fun.
It all focuses on literacy. There's different activities that each grade level does with the kiddos. So it's just become a tradition. And so we certainly appreciate all the time and effort that all of our faculty puts into that, because it's a fun family event.
So that's on the 12th?
Yes, ma'am.
December.
6 to 8, sure is.
Okay.
And then you don't have to be in Watauga to come. Come on down. We'd be glad to share.
Love to see it.
It's
Yeah.
she can, her and her, a shout out to her wonderful husband Rob, because he has spent many hours hanging lights and such. So we're very excited.
That's something that people don't realize, that when somebody teaches, it involves their family.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because my husband's at Springfield, but the hours he has spent at Greenbrier helping me with stuff. Oh, you just can't even begin.
Absolutely.
And and I probably should have been over there helping him paint his room yesterday. But he tends to spend more time at Greenbrier than I do at Springfield. I'm sorry, honey. But he's just a little bit handier at stuff than I am.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'd be that much help, babe. But anyway, if you come to my room, I've got movie posters all the way around the room.
Oh, yeah.
He hung everyone. He did it. He did all that, and we painted it when I first got the classroom and all this kind of stuff over fall break. Me in my first year. So I mean, but that's the thing. When you have teachers that are not just committed, but their families are,
Absolutely.
that's so special.
Yeah.
That's so special. Well, that is so cool. I love that. Now we mentioned the third grade test thing. Kind of explain that to people what it is, because if you've got, it's one of those things that we've got a third grader now. And so I knew it was coming, but then all of a sudden, oh, he's in third grade. Okay. I'm in high school teaching, so I really don't know what it all entails, because is it a end of year thing, or
It's
is it
based on their TCAP test?
so it's not going to be, it's going to be something they'll have to do in the spring.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
So it's not coming up.
No. And typically we take it in April. We'll have a turnaround. We should know by the end of school. It's all based on their proficiency level on their TCAP test.
Okay.
And there are avenues, if they are not proficient on their TCAP test, that they can take in order to request request leeway, or to request a exemption, I guess is the word I'm looking for them. The results, they can go to summer school, they can do in-school tutoring. So it's not an end-all, be-all if you don't score proficient on that test. There are other avenues to travel, but that's the initial step, is that to see what level of proficiency you score on a third grade test.
Okay. And so it's not coming up. Now, do you have, I know we have end of course testing coming up in high school. Do y'all have any kind of
benchmark testing?
You have benchmark testing.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
is that? I mean, because that's one that people assume. We'll hear all these terms when we get to teachers meetings, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I have no clue. And I'm on my phone Googling the acronym. Going, what does that mean?
Do we not have so many acronyms? Yes.
I got so tickled. One of my first big meetings whenever they hired me to be a teacher. They sit down, they hand me this red sheet, and it's all acronyms. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It's so funny. So I hear benchmark testing all the time. Explain that to me.
We take it quarterly, and it will give us an indication of how the students are progressing according to the standards that have been taught.
Okay.
Kind of an idea of what they have grasped, what they've mastered, what we need to go back and reteach. And so it's just a really good indicator throughout the year to see how ready we're going to be for that end of the year TCAP test.
So is that something that's state driven, and that they get the results and then you get them back, or do you do that?
We get our results, our benchmark results we get them from our county, from our district.
From the county. Okay.
Yeah, they provide those with us.
Because that's the thing. You hear all of these terms, and I'm in the school system, and I don't know what they are because I'm in high school. And it took me forever to figure out what EOC meant. Oh, end of course testing. Duh. But I don't have end of course testing because I'm in a CTE, career and technical education. Because I'll say I'm a CTE teacher, and everybody looks at me and I'm like, I'm a career teacher, basically.
Sure.
And so, and again, I apologize to all the ones that are math teachers and science teachers and English teachers, because they have a tougher job than we do. CTE is very different. It's just very different. So I can't say it's really a tougher thing. We're trying to get life on them, man.
Exactly.
We're trying to help them see, you don't do this when the real world, you will be fired. Oh, I tell my kids all the time, I would fire you. I'm a tough boss. Sure. I've had people work for me before, and I'll love you, but I don't put up with junk. I'm like, just when you're ready to go to work, come back and see me. But if you're not here to work, you need to leave. And I work too hard for my money to pay people that don't, want to come and bring it and do that. And that's why I tell them, I say, when you're working for somebody, you've got to understand that. So that's the big objective with career and technical education, is to make sure that they understand some of the nuances of technology and things they're going to encounter in the career. But but it's to help them to see picking a career is so vitally important, and it's different than school. Now, do y'all have the career exploration in 6th grade, or is that on?
That's into middle school.
That's
at Greenbrier
in
middle
school. Okay,
yes,
so
ma'am.
they get that there, because I love that they're doing that now.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're giving them just a little taste of different things, and I think that's just so cool. So, y'all are but the basics, right? Y'all are math and English and reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Absolutely.
So, anything other than that, or is there? I mean, is it pretty much the standards when it comes to this age?
It's the standards. Now they get to enjoy things like we have 4-H and Dare, things like
4-H,
that.
yeah.
That the children get to experience. But we are there to set the foundation and set the stage. And it's interesting. Even at elementary level, you can sometimes spot the kids that are going to want to go to the CTE classes, because they just have a certain inclination as to what they want to do. And I think it's great that we have CTE because it can let them try on something that may or may not be a better fit for them later on.
Right. And we get that a lot in high school. Kids are like, I don't know what I want to do. They just put me in here. And it's like, well, we want to expose you to some things so maybe you can see what you don't want to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the thing. So sometimes it's that. I have a good friend of mine, her little boy, he is wanted to be a pilot ever since he was just little. Well, they're adopted. And I mean, the minute he hit America, man, he's like, I'm going to be a pilot. And that's been his drive. And I guarantee you, they're not in this district, but he's been exposed to that throughout school.
Sure.
And now you even have flight simulators and things like that the kids can put their hands on. It's so cool. So, I mean, the sky's the limit for kids now, and that's what I keep telling them.
I think at our level, it's finding that level of what they're interested in and tapping into that and using it as a proponent for the skills. These are skills that you would need in order to pursue that job we actually had a student, he's over at the middle school now, but he is like his dad runs a bulldozer, the excavation, the whole thing. And they actually came out to our farm, and my student did some bulldozing for us, and he was in the 5th grade. So, I mean,
how fun is that?
it's just, and of course, reading and writing and arithmetic may not be the sole focus of what he wants to do, but it's letting him see the importance of how that's going to help him be able to do what he wants to do in life, those skills.
When it comes to bulldozing and understanding this part of dirt needs to be moved, you got to be able to do some math. You don't just go at it.
Absolutely.
That's what people don't realize. It's not just you got to do that stuff precisely. Digging foundations for buildings and things like that.
Right.
That's precise.
Right.
That's precise stuff, and there's math involved, y'all. But so what are we missing? Anything that we're missing about Watauga that you want to cover? We're expecting Michelle Darnell coming in, and you said she's with
Westside Elementary.
Westside Elementary.
She's
so we're talking
K through 2.
Elementary.
Yes,
talking to our
ma'am.
elementary kiddos, principals today. And what this is, if you're just joining us, on the first Wednesday of the month, we talk with principals from around Robertson County during the school year. Now, we don't do this in the summer, but during the school year, we talk to a couple of principals around our district just so we know what's going on in the schools. Now, we'll be talking with Dr. Danny Weeks next Tuesday, because that will be the Tuesday after the school board meeting. So we check in with Dr. Weeks, and we didn't get to talk to him last month because of fall break, and it just all kind of got discombobulated with the schedule. So we've got a lot to talk to Dr. Weeks about. But what are we missing that you want to make sure we know about Watauga before we wrap up our time?
Just that we're there for your kids. We every single day we want to provide the safest and the most learning enriched environment that we possibly can. And our teachers are the best. They're great.
I love it.
They hit it hard every day.
Well, we appreciate you and your dedication. My goodness. And you said how many years now? How many years total?
35.
Wow. God bless you.
The way society has changed, when I look back at some of the earlier years, actually probably 10 or 12 years ago, I took 5 buses of kids to the Chattanooga Aquarium for the day.
Yeah.
And now I think, I don't know if it's my age or or the way the world is, but I think, what in the world was I thinking?
Well, you and I think are about the same age. But because I had, I was thinking about how many years I've done radio and all this and all this. So I think we're probably about right there. And so I get it, and I think we might just be tired. We get to that point, we're just kind of like, when I was younger, I hear some of the things that my sons and daughter-in-laws do, and I'm like, oh no. Y'all go. Have fun.
Send
That
pictures.
sounds like a good
right,
time.
right.
You know, but anyway, what a pleasure it is to meet you face to face.
Absolutely. You as well, ma'am.
And I'm going to remember that December 12th. And if I'm in the neighborhood, I'm going to pop in because
You
I
come
want
right
to.
on
I want to
in.
see this Arctic winter thing.
You'll notice because she also has her husband blow snow off our roof. We have a snow machine, so she goes all out. It's very,
Doesn't
it's
she?
awesome. Yes.
Where do you get a snow machine?
Off the Amazon, where all good things come from. You know.
Off the Amazon. I love you. That's great. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
Off the Amazon.
That's
I love
right.
that. That's my new phrase, man. We'll get it off the Amazon.
That's right.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Absolutely.
Watauga Elementary, you guys. Go and see him. Kelly Armstrong, our principal, been there forever.
Yes.
There you
yes,
go.
ma'am.
Well, stay strong.
All right. You
God
as well,
bless
ma'am.
you. Thank you. And I'll let y'all make the switch. I saw Michelle
Okay.
Darnell coming
All
on
right.
in, and she's going to come and sit down. And while she's getting comfortable, I'm going to talk to you guys about Bernard Farms Custom Cuts and Market. I heard from Julie Bernard yesterday. I asked her because I knew she kind of teased the fact that I said, "What are y'all doing this week?" And she says, "Well, we've got beef." The alarms go, "They've got fresh beef." Everybody goes, "When?" And then they've got their smoked bacon. Oh, and they also got some tobacco twist and leaves in store for decorative purposes. That's the coolest stuff ever. The smell of that fresh twist tobacco, it's just I just love it. It's so cool. But they do have again fresh smoked bacon, and they are processing beef this week. And again, guys, it goes so fast. So I asked her. I said, "When will the beef be ready? And do you want to tell?" Because they have so many people. It's almost like people walk in, they're like, "You've got fresh beef." Because, I mean, it is a hot commodity. They're going to put a third of it out on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So they're going to put a third on Thursday, then a third on Friday, and a third on Saturday. So they share it with all their customers. So there you go. You heard it here. They're processing beef this week at Bernard Farms Custom Cuts and Market. You need to be there early because they will go through it so quick out of the fresh case. They're going to put a third of it out on Thursday, a third out on Friday, and a third out on Saturday. So get in line. And while you're there, get some of that wonderful smoked bacon, get some tobacco twist and all of the other wonderful things that they have. They always have just a freezer full of meat that was raised on their farm, y'all. You cannot beat it. It is the best stuff. You know exactly how it was processed, what it was fed, all the things. And you just can't ask for any more fun people to work with than the Bernards. Go in and talk to Julie, to Steve. Maybe the kids will be running around. Get some of that TNT popcorn that Tanner and Tate put together. And just when you get in there, you're gonna know that it is a good place to be. But you can stop by Bernard Farms Custom Cuts and Market. They are open Tuesdays through Saturday from 7 to 4, Tuesday through Saturday. And you can go in there and grab breakfast right now. They'll have great sausage biscuits. And then they have those pork burgers that they serve up for lunch that are absolutely fabulous. But they're up in Orlinda. I'm going to pull up the address here. They're at 7536 Clay Gregory Road in Orlinda. 7536 Clay Gregory Road in Orlinda. Get by there. Again, it's beef week. They're going to have beef out. And they do have some of that smoked bacon out and just all kinds of fun things. You never know what you're going to find when you get in there. But when you do stop by, please let them always know that U-Turn sent you. And as we're getting back into our message of the day today, welcome to Michelle Darnell. Come on up on that microphone for me there, young lady. And you're with Westside Elementary.
Yes.
Very good. Well, welcome. Were you here last year? Did you come in last year? I couldn't remember.
Yep, I did.
It's been a minute.
Yes.
This is when we all went through because it was so funny because it was the first time I had met Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did her interview via phone. So
Okay. Yes.
yeah.
I was
So,
here
but I
last
was
time.
thinking we had met last year. And so, how long have you been the principal at Westside Elementary?
So I've been there since 2015.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 10 years. How about that?
Yes.
So you've been principal this entire time?
Yes, I have.
You seem awful young to have been 10 years of principal. Oh my gosh.
This is actually my 20th year in education.
Oh, wow. You
Yeah.
do not look it.
Well,
so.
thank you. I'll take that.
Well, how long have you been in Robertson County?
I started in 2005. I did an interim for a teacher, 4th grade at Westside.
Mm.
So I started at Westside, and then I taught there till 2013. And then I went to Coopertown Middle School to be the assistant principal there. And then I came back to Westside
Okay.
2015. So
Well done.
full circle.
Well done. Full circle.
Mhm.
And you go through second grade.
Right.
Okay, that's what Kelly was telling me. And that's so interesting because when I hear the different, just like the Watauga is K through 6, but then you're in elementary, but you're K through second.
We're K through 2, and then our school feeds into Cheatham Park Elementary
Okay.
School, and they are 3 through 5.
Okay, and it's all about space.
Right. It
Really.
is.
It really is about space and how many
is.
kiddos you have.
Right.
And so that's the reason behind it. And it's just like when we look at the buses and why does this school start at this time and this school start at this time? It's about staggering the buses.
It is.
Because, just my husband teaches at Springfield. He's one of the criminal justice teachers, but he's also worked with the buses in the past. So they've recruited him to drive a bus, and he picks up a Coopertown route and then a high school route.
Oh, wow.
And then takes them home, and then he teaches all day too.
Whew.
And so, yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah, and it's just, but we're so short on bus drivers right now. And so it's just so needed. And that's the reason why you have these staggered start times for the schools, though, is because to accommodate
Right.
the transportation, you just don't have any choice. So what my point is, you want to be a bus driver? You need to call them. You need to call them. They need you at the bus shop. But that's the reason why now, what time does your school start?
Well, our doors open at 6:40 a.m. Yes, and but surprisingly enough, they come in. They're up and they're smiling and they're ready to go. But we do dismiss at 2:10, so that's pretty early. And while we have to get up pretty early, it's great for the kids. We have an after-school program that we use just for second grade right now, so
Right.
they get a little extra academic support in the afternoon. But I think that helps parents out as well, just, so
Yeah.
they have somewhere for them to stay. But it is quite early. But the teachers kind of love getting out early because they can still do some of those things and run errands and able to make those doctor's appointments, so
Yeah.
they don't have to miss a day of school, of course.
Right.
So while it is early, it's kind of nice to get out early.
Yeah, I
So,
get it. I've
yeah.
always been an early person. So while I went kicking and screaming into being an early person, that the Lord's just always, that's where He's opened doors for me. And I'm like, really? I like to sleep in, but no, not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just find that fascinating. And that was one of the things I was really curious about before I got into the education system. And of course, once I got my toe in the water, I'm like, oh, I get it now. You know, you just don't have enough people. How are y'all in staffing as far as Westside? Are y'all fully staffed right now?
We are
Great.
fully staffed. We just hired special ed assistants. So once we did that, we were fully staffed. But teachers, I've been staffed since day one.
Oh, very
So,
good. Very good.
We didn't have a huge turnover, so
Yeah.
thank goodness. So we
Yeah.
were okay.
But I mean, it's all the time. I mean, you just are surprised at the different, how much turnover there can be
Mm-hmm.
in school systems. Now, you sent me some talking points. I love this. You said you opened up the new side of your building, and then so explain that to me. This says there's a cafe ribbon cutting on November 14th. So y'all got a new
We do. We
lunchroom?
are so excited.
How
We have
fun.
a new cafeteria, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh,
for
it's
you. How
exciting. So
fun.
we have been waiting for a long time. And I kind of jokingly said, when I took this position in 2015, I remember going into my evaluation, and they always ask you, what are some things that you want for your school? And that was one thing I wanted in 2015. I remember new bathrooms, we need a new wing, we need a new cafeteria. And to see that come full circle is just a blessing, because our kids deserve so much better than where they were. And even the kids, that's one thing that we have been kind of hyping them up, like, hey, we have this new state-of-the-art cafeteria, and you need to treat it well. They've been really great about picking up after themselves, but I've been on them too. And my cafeteria monitors and the teachers have just been great about encouraging them to, when you have nice things, you take care of them and you work hard to make sure that we keep it that way so that it does not get like the other one.
Right.
So we are so excited. But the chamber is coming. We're going to have a ribbon cutting with the big
Oh, yeah.
scissors and all that. And so that's going to be November 14th. And then some of our school board members and central office staff, they're going to be there as well. So we are so excited about that.
I love it. Now, you say state of the art. What does that mean?
Well, if you could see my cafeteria before,
I gotcha.
but the kitchen is beautiful. Like in the back, like I felt like I was at a college campus. Just the cookware, the countertops, the ovens. I mean, just all of that back there. The serving area. It is beautiful. So
That's wonderful.
so I'm just really impressed. A lot of our design was patterned after Coopertown Elementary School.
Okay.
And when I walked in that school, I thought, wow, that cafeteria is beautiful. And so that's kind of what they said, that your cafeteria be patterned after that. So it is absolutely gorgeous. The light that comes in, I mean, it's beautiful.
Oh, how fun.
Yes.
And like you said, it's for the kids.
It is.
It's to show these kids how special they are.
Absolutely.
Sometimes some of my kiddos, some of my high school kids will come back from like they've been on some competition or something, and they've been to a very wealthy county, to a school, and they're like, Miss Vivio, that school. I mean, you couldn't believe it. I'm like, tax dollars.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
what they've got more tax money to spend on their school, but every kid deserves that.
Absolutely. And
Every
that's
kid
one
deserves
thing that
that.
we've been saying. Our kids deserve so much
Yeah.
more. And along with that cafeteria, we were also able to open up a new wing. So there are 7 classrooms on that side. And so we were able to move our first grade classes over to the new wing as well. And so they were super excited because they have, and I know this sounds probably small to some people, but like cabinets for storing.
Yeah.
Having that, it's just very
Huge.
helpful because they didn't have that on the old side.
Yeah.
And so having that and having the 2 whiteboards, and of course we brought some of our technology over to that side, and so they are excited, and the kids were happy. They sent me pictures and they were thanking me, and I thought, well, you need to thank your board members and central office and that staff as well, because they truly, I'm glad they were able to listen, and I'm glad that they were able to use some of those tax dollars for us.
Very good. Very good. Well, that's great to hear. It sounds beautiful. I know you are excited, and the kids are excited anytime they get something new like that. And I love that. I love that instilling in them. Let's take care of it.
Absolutely.
You know, what a beautiful thing. I mean, just teaching them is like, hey, let's appreciate this and take care of it. And,
Well, they know I will hand them a paper towel in a minute, because I tell them we are not your mommies and we are not your maids. So you get a paper towel and you clean up after yourself,
There
because
you go.
that's what life is. When you make
That's
a
just
mess, you
it.
clean it up.
I
So,
love it. And you gotta start them young.
yes.
So.
The other thing that we're really excited on that same day is we've never really been able to invite our parents in to eat lunch,
Yeah.
just because of the space. And quite honestly, I was honestly embarrassed about the way the cafeteria looked. And so on that same day, we are having a huge family lunch for our families to come in.
Neat.
They had to reserve tickets because of capacity, of course. So they're going to come in and eat lunch with their children on that day. So we're really excited about that.
That's neat. That is neat. And I know, bless your heart, I can tell you're so excited. I know you're excited about that. Well, congratulations. Thank you for fighting for it too.
Absolutely.
10 years fight is a long time to fight for it. So, well, that's great. Well done. Well done. So, so we got that coming up. And again, that's November 14th. Very excited for that. And then I'm sitting here looking at this co-teaching with the English language learners. What is all this about that you've got here?
So this year we're trying something a little bit different with our high EL population. We were trying to figure out a way. In the past, our EL students have gone out of the classroom for an hour, and they've been taught by the EL teacher. And while that has been great, and we've had some awesome success with our students being pulled out, because we have such a high EL population, we were noticing that after our EL students went out of the classroom, we may have like 5 students left for the gen ed teacher. And we just felt like something about that just didn't sit right,
Right.
in our soul, honestly. And so we were trying to figure out a way how we could mesh the expertise of the EL teacher, because they know the things that need to be done to help our EL students, the supports that need to be put in place. Whereas our gen ed teacher, they know some of those things, but they may not truly, they just don't have all the tools in their toolbox. So
Mhm.
we thought, what would it look like if we mesh those two worlds together, where we have the expertise of the EL teacher that's able to give those accommodations and those supports, with the gen ed teacher who has been through the curriculum training and the content, to be able to mesh those worlds together and to be able to co-teach. So now what happens is our EL students don't go out of the classroom. They stay in the classroom and they learn with everyone. And there's two teachers in the classroom during a block of time, like during reading or math. And so I think that's been beneficial for our EL students, and also our students that don't receive EL services, because honestly, some of the supports and things that they're putting in place for our EL students, guess what? Our other students need it too. So it's been great for them to bounce ideas off of each other. And two heads are always better than one when you're teaching a room full. So that has been successful. So we're just kind of waiting to see if our scores at the end reflect that change, to decide kind of how we're going to do that for next year. But of course, data drives everything. So we hope that there is a change. We want to monitor that to see if it's beneficial. And I'll be honest, the scheduling sometimes gets to be kind of a nightmare, because we almost need like 2 or 3 more hours in the day. So we may have to tweak our schedule a little bit next year. We've already been thinking like, hey, we might do this next year, or maybe tweak this. So we definitely want to look at the schedule and see if there's some tweaks that can be made. But our EL team is awesome. They work very well with the gen ed teachers, and so anytime you put two women in a classroom, that could either be really great or it could flop. But I will tell you, it has been absolutely wonderful. We even did like personality tests to see,
Make
like,
sure you had the ones
absolute.
that's a great idea.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
Our coordinators at central office, Dr. Emily Hollingsworth and Angie Pepper, they actually helped us with that, and helped to do some training for us so that we could make sure that we put the right people together. Because again, it could be great or it could flop. But I'm proud to say that it's been wonderful. Just
That's
got to
right.
work on planning and making sure there's enough time. Of course, there's never enough time for planning,
No.
but that's probably the hugest thing that we've got to work on, just time.
Yeah, and
to
I'll tell you,
plan.
the challenge of our English language learners in the school system, it's daunting, and and your heart breaks for the kiddos, because they're trying
Mhm.
to do the best they can. And
Mhm.
I have in my with my EL kids, I have either ones that are so excited about everything and they're
Mhm.
just like sponges and they're getting it and they're working hard. And then you've got some that are just overwhelmed.
Mhm.
Some of them
Mhm.
really are not sure that they even want to be here.
Right.
And you just, and God bless them, they're, oh man, you just love them and you just don't know what to do to help them. And you
Right.
just have both sides of the spectrum.
We do.
And these are kids. And so that's probably, in my opinion, the biggest challenge we have
Mhm.
is a district with so many English language learners. And I can't even imagine. What is do you know how many you have in your school versus?
So we have 60% of our population is EL. So we have.
Are you kidding me?
We do 60%.
60%.
Mhm.
Oh,
And so we have four
wow.
EL teachers. Probably could
Wow.
use another too, but
Wow.
but we work with what we have. But I will tell you, our EL families are so supportive.
Mhm.
We just finished, I think maybe a couple weeks ago, we had an EL night, and we had great participation where they just came out and learned. Basically, sometimes parents don't know their rights. They don't know what programs are offered. Um, they don't know what's available. And so we had a EL title night that was sponsored by our EL teachers, and they did a great job just doing activities with them and just making them feel warm and welcome. And so they are honestly, they come out and they support whatever we have.
That's great.
They really do.
That's great.
They really
And
do.
I mean, a lot of the times the parents that I hear from more are from my EL kids.
That is true.
You know, and because they understand the challenges.
Right.
And I mean, I go to Mexico every year and do mission work, and so I remind my English speakers all the time. I say, can you imagine being dropped
Right.
in Mexico and expected to pass the curriculum in another language? So lighten up.
Right.
And be helpful.
Right.
And you know what? Maybe learn a little Spanish,
Right. And one
help
thing
'em along.
one thing that we've had to make sure that we just instill in teachers, and I think this is a I know it's a district expectation, is that you don't water down the curriculum, because
No, and yeah.
they can learn. And so just making that shift of, yes, I'm sorry that, this is challenging for you, but we also can't water it down,
Exactly.
because those high expectations need to be set for everyone.
Yeah.
Because the test is for everyone, and it's
Yeah.
not different. So we have to do our best to make sure that we are teaching with fidelity, and that we are just giving them the same access to education that everyone has.
What she said. And you just can't imagine how challenging it is, because your heart goes out to these kiddos, but in the same sense, you've got to challenge them.
Right.
And one of the things I do with a lot of the parents that I work with in the English language learner community is encouraging them. The more you can learn, the better it is for them. I don't want them to lose their first language. I'm
Right.
big on that, because
Right.
I hate to see kiddos that their family back home speaks another language and they can't communicate with grandma and grandpa or cousins
Right.
and things back home. And so I always tell them, I mean, we just have not done a very good job learning multiple languages in this country. And because I have friends in other countries that speak multiple languages,
Right.
and I don't know why we haven't embraced that more to where we can be more bilingual. But nonetheless, to be able to navigate the waters here, you gotta work on the English. And some they're just like, I just don't want to try.
Right.
And so you have to really encourage them. But the way we do that is, like you said, by not watering down the curriculum, not make them think that, oh, well, they'll help me get through it. No, you got to pass
Right.
this test. So we got to figure out how to do that.
Right.
I mean, it's a challenge. My goodness, it's a challenge. But 60% English language learners, and wow, that's huge.
And I tell my teachers, if you want to work at Westside, it is a mission first. It is
Yeah.
not for the week.
I gotcha.
And it is not a cookie cutter lesson plan. Like, they don't just get to open up the book and read the script.
Yeah.
They've got to look at the supports in place. So I always, when I'm interviewing, I'm like, look, this is not an easy job.
Yeah.
It's not. So if you're not ready for it, then you might need to work somewhere else, because we
Right.
face challenges that other schools do not face.
Absolutely.
So, but we're passionate about what we're doing, and we want to make sure that we send our children as best as we can to Cheatham Park, because we know that that's when they start doing the state testing, and we know that what we do, it affects Cheatham Park as well. So, we have to teach them how to read. That's
Yeah.
our biggest thing. Like, we
Yeah.
have to make sure that we teach them how to read, and that they have good number sense, because when they get to Cheatham Park and they start taking those state tests, that's where it really counts. And so we're thankful that we have a great relationship with Cheatham Park, and when they celebrate, we celebrate too, because we send our students to them. So I'm
Very
very
good.
thankful of that.
Well, you're just delightful. I swear, you can just tell that you have you have a fire in your spirit for these kiddos, and you love them, and that's awesome. And
Well, I'm going to tell you, my teachers and my staff keep me going. I have a great office staff. I could not ask for a more supportive office staff, and my staff is wonderful. They work hard, and I know they do. And you have happy teachers, you can have happy lives.
There you go. For sure,
So-
for sure. I
but
love it.
They keep me going. And a great assistant principal, couldn't ask for a better assistant principal. We've been together since 2015,
Oh, wow.
and there's absolutely no way I could do that job without her.
I love
We
it.
are like that.
That's awesome. I love it. What a great work environment. That's amazing. That's really good to hear. Now, you said y'all feed Cheatham Park. Who does Cheatham Park feed?
Then they either have the choice, they go to Coopertown Middle School,
Okay.
or if they apply for IA, they can
Okay.
go to Innovation Academy.
Okay, and then from
And
there it's
they go to
Springfield.
Springfield
So
High
this
School.
is all
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
Because I mean that's one thing you're talking about, the high population. And now, is there another elementary that feeds into Cheatham Park, or is it just
No,
y'all?
it's just us. Because Crestview is K through 5, and then Kreisel is K through 5.
And they all feed Springfield as well.
Right. They all go to
Okay.
Coopertown Middle or Innovation Academy.
Okay, trying to. I mean, Springfield's when
Yeah.
it comes to all these feeder schools that go into Springfield High School is
Right.
a lot, and it's an awful lot.
It is. After the rezoning, we picked up a lot of children from Crestview,
Okay.
and then some of ours went to Joe Burns. So we've had a little bit of a shift.
Okay.
So in fact, it was so many that we gained a second grade teacher.
Okay.
So now I've got 7 second grade teachers, and everybody
Wow.
else is 6.
Okay.
So
It's a lot of kids, and I mean,
Mhm.
and we're just getting bigger all the time.
We are.
We're getting bigger
We
all the
are.
time, y'all. We're talking with Michelle Darnell. She is our principal at Westside Elementary, and they are a K through second grade school. If you have any questions for her, put them up in comments, and I'll share those with her. Let me pause for a second and do
Okay.
my ad. And I did see Lee Marie come walking in. So remember, today is Wednesday, so we have a second full hour of local programming that we want you to stick around for from 8 to 9. Lee Marie will be in here. But we always, every day, talk about my friends Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. They are our longest running full-time sponsor, and we appreciate them so much. And we hope that if you have any question at all in regards to real estate, that you will at least talk to Barry and Rebecca. They are phenomenal friends and just great realtors. They study this stuff. They've been at it a long time. Rebecca's one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist, which means if you're older like me and maybe all your kiddos have moved away and you're thinking, what in the world am I going to do with my land? Well, maybe you want to do something different. Maybe you want to downsize. Maybe you want to put it in a trust. Maybe you want to lease it out. All the different options and things that you might want to do, you can talk to Barry and Rebecca, and they're going to help you make sure you're completely informed. He is a broker. He's here in Springfield. She is an agent up in White House. They both work together, but also independently. If you Google them, you're going to find unique web pages. You're going to find unique social media pages and find out all the things that they do. You'll find out about his marketing expertise. He was a vice president for a media marketing company for 17 years in Nashville. He brings that expertise to the table. When it comes to selling property, the videography, the photography, the drone footage, the walkthrough tours, and all the things that he can do will make your property just pop when people are looking for property that they might be interested in, looking at or purchasing. If you're not sure if maybe you want to sell, don't want to sell, do a free market analysis with them. They'll sit down and they'll walk you through it and see just exactly what your property is valued at right now and say, maybe I want to sit still for a little while, or maybe I'm not considering, maybe I want to parcel out part of it and sell a little bit of it, and just all the different things. And, maybe you're a new buyer and you've never bought a home. You need to know first and foremost, how much home can you afford to buy? I've had some friends that they kind of bit off more than they could chew and ended up having to sell their home after they moved into it because they're like, this is just killing our budget. If you move up into Kentucky, they have a state income tax, so you have to figure that into your budget. You might be working and getting a little bit more home for the money because things are a little bit more affordable across the state line than they are right here. But you've got to figure that state income tax into it, and they'll make sure you don't miss any of those details. Barry and Rebecca Richards, they're with Exit Prime Realty. They're Cross-Plainians. They specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line, Kentucky. If you want to give them a call at 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or you can go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buyRobertsonCounty.com, and let them know always U-Turn sent you. Michelle Darnell in the house. She is our principal at Westside Elementary, K through 2. And my goodness, the challenges y'all have, but it sounds like y'all are rising to them beautifully. New cafeteria getting ready to open, all the fun things. What else? Anything else that you want to make sure that we don't miss before we wrap up our time together?
I think that's it. We're starting another phase. They're renovating a couple of other hallways, so they've already gotten started on that, and we hope to have a little small, I guess like an auditorium that's going to go where the old cafeteria is.
That's
so they're
great.
already working on that. So we're just waiting patiently for each phase to work out. But I think that's it.
So is this all renovation, or are y'all having to put any new structure in?
The cafeteria was the new structure, but the other part is mostly renovation.
Renovation, just taking space and repurposing it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, very good, very good. And I've been hearing about the cafeteria, because they've been talking about it for a while with the school board meetings, and they'd come in and talk about it and the plans. And so I know you're so excited.
Yes. Well, if you're free that morning and you want to come by, you are more than welcome to
I
come
would
by.
love to see it. It's just I have to be at school to
Oh, that's
teach.
right.
Yeah, I'm
That's
a
right. I
teacher.
forgot. That's
I
right.
gotta get to Greenbrier.
That's right.
So, but that's one thing. There's so many things I'd love to see, but
That's right.
I'm tied up in my own school. We're all so busy, but it's all beautiful and wonderful. So, did I ask you the question? What are you most proud of at your school? That's a question I like to ask. I can't remember if I really asked it or not. But if I said, "What are you most proud of at Westside Elementary?" What would it be?
I think I'm most proud of our culture.
Mhm.
When you walk through those doors, you know we love you. You know
I love that.
we care about you, and I've heard that from parents. I've heard that from former parents. Now, granted, we're not going to make everybody happy, and I'm okay with
Sure,
that as
yeah.
long as the expectations were there. I won't apologize for that, but I think when you walk in my building, there's just a certain type of culture that you may not find at every other school. So
I
I
love
would say
that.
that is probably, and of course my teachers and my students, I love them all, but I think it's our culture that makes us keep doing when it gets hard and when it gets rough and it gets challenging. I think it's the culture because I have teachers that drive from as far as Hendersonville, and I've got one that drives from Lebanon.
Oh
And so
wow!
something is keeping them there. And
You
I'm
better
a
believe
firm
it.
believer of its culture and how you make people feel. And if you make people feel good, they will work as hard as they can for you.
I love it. I love. That's a great answer. I'm glad I didn't forget to. I'm glad I didn't forget to ask you that question. That's a great answer. But thank you so much for being
Absolutely,
here. And I know you
absolutely.
probably have to get to school.
I do.
And so do
PLC
I.
day.
That's just it. What day is it?
PLC day.
Oh yes,
Got to have that.
PLC. What does that acronym stand?
Professional learning communities, and
Okay.
we just come together and we talk about things that we need to talk about, like student data.
Yeah.
Um,
It's so funny because we do PLC. I've never really thought. I've never really asked what does PLC means. I just know I have a PLC meeting, usually on Tuesday.
Right.
So we missed it yesterday with some of my CTE people that we
Right.
talk about, lesson plans and things that we have to do with our SSQI folders, and that's something else, another acronym you don't need to know. But anyway, thank you so much. God
All right.
bless you. Thank you.
Thank
So good
you.
seeing you. Yeah, we're looking at all this beautiful
Aren't these
work. Oh my
beautiful?
goodness,
I'm like,
this
are
is.
you the one that makes those?
No, but
No.
Linda does right there.
Yeah.
These are
And
the ones
these
I'm
are-
buying.
These are all at the
Springfield Drugs, right?
Yeah.
I see 'em.
Southside.
Southside.
Southside Drugs.
yes.
Southside Drugs.
And they're
She makes
jeweled,
these.
and they're only $3.50.
$3.50 for
I know,
these
that's
beautiful
what I'm buying
cards.
these 7 ones, so
Beautiful.
you can't buy these ones. But
Oh,
Linda will be on later on
Look
the Go
at this.
Show.
Linda's going to be on the Go Show. These are beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so Lee Marie's already come in here and taken
also,
over.
Sorry, Critter Fixers is coming on right now.
Who?
Chantel from Critter Fixers.
Oh, Critter Fixers. I love them. They just took care of my Great Dane. They did. They took care of Zeke, and he's all better, and he's a much better dog because he's been fixed. And Critter Fixers is wonderful, by the way, guys. We had an appointment with them, and they took care of it, and it just couldn't have gone better. So Critter Fixers is on the way. You just took care of my Great Dane. Like over fall break. Over fall break, y'all fixed Zeke. Great Dane, big old Zeke. Yep.
That was probably while I was on a cruise ship.
Probably. But they took care of Zeke and they did a great job. And so you're going to hear from Critter Fixers, just a great resource for us here to make sure we get our animals fixed and we're, doing the proper thing. Thank you, Lee Marie, for coming on in here. And I'm going to get on out of here. Stay tuned for the Go Show coming up next, and be sure and join us tomorrow. We'll be talking with Lacey Bew about the Christmas sampler, which is this weekend, y'all. And I'm not sure what we're doing at 7 o'clock. I've been talking to Lee Marie about it. We're still trying to figure it out.
The library sale is going to be Friday and Saturday.
Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll get some more details. And Lee Marie is coming up next. This is 1100 WSGI. Stay tuned for the Go Show, y'all. God bless. Have a wonderful day.